We're back again with another exciting edition of JPL Talkies. This is going to be a very exciting segment. The reason for this is we have a very special guest tonight. A guest who doesn't need any introduction in FPL India community. You go to Northeast, his photos would be there in the winners. You go to South, his photos would be there in the winners. And then you come to Jersey Premier League, he is the ultimate winner. He is the defending champion. I welcome Himamshu Srivathsa on our podcast today to discuss how things have been for him and how he can guide our subscribers, our viewers, and all the participants across India how they can create the initial drafts because this is a different FPL game this year. And his experience, his eliteness is definitely going to help everyone. Welcome, Himanshu.
Thanks a lot, Yashasva, for having me on board. Feels great to be on here after being the top gun in the recently concluded season.
Right. So, I mean, just to introduce Himanshu, a very humble guy, an extremely patriotic guy, and he's a true gentleman. I've been with him for 3 editions now, and I just have like huge respect for him. Not just because of FPL, but the way he conducts himself, the way he has presented himself as a fan. He's an Arsenal fan. He's a fanatic actually, and you see a lot of different fans under the JPL community. But he is one of the top-notch friends of mine who has earned utmost respect of all the admins. So we are looking forward to this exciting edition with our JPL winner. So let's get started.
Thank you, thank you.
So what is different this year, Himanshu?
Uh, to begin with, there's a whole new lot of chips going around
Mm-hmm.
with the mystery chip being the talk of the town. And then
Right.
there's a new rule wherein we can roll over 5 free transfers. Previously, it was
Mm-hmm.
just two.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of strategies will be changing, and managers who have been following one strategy for decade long will have to change it now from now on.
Mm-hmm. Right. So your experience of FPL, this is going to come handy, or like people like novice people who are just joining in FPL are going to find it like an equal playground for with people like you.
I mean, I've always been a patient manager. I think that comes to me naturally because I've always been patient in even in real life. So with free transfers, I think that will play into my hands as well, and wherein I
Okay.
can also take more risk options like a Jota or a
Mm-hmm.
Minte to name a few. So I mean, planning is very important in each and every subject. So even in FPL, it's no different. So I think with meticulous planning comes great results. That's what I follow, at least personally.
Okay. Okay. Very well said about the planning and all, because ultimately it is the analysis and the data driven things that you also focus on. And to make it life easier for all our subscribers, what we have done is there's a pandemonic going on, like everybody is chaos about the initial drafts, whether to pick Haaland, Salah, or both, and the premium defenders. Then there's a wide segment of midfielders who can come and fit into your squad. So you feel like there's a conundrum altogether. And just to make it easier, we have brought in Himanshu, who has been like an elite, who has performed year and year in FPL, and he has proved his mettle. So he is one of the best FPL managers of India, and his experience is definitely going to help everyone who is watching this video. So to make life simpler, we have brought he himself has brought in like 2 or 5 drafts basically to guide us through how one can go ahead and pick the teams. So this is his first draft, and I would like you to take over.
Yeah. For the record, let me be very clear that I will always be in the Haaland plus Salah draft of the of all the drafts. So those two players are the first two players that I will be having in each and every draft. I don't think I would be able
Mm-hmm.
to manage or I would want to take risk this early in the season of not having Salah against Ipswich in the first game week, or against Haaland in the second game week. I think both of them are standout captaincy options. And as you can see, I have got three Newcastle players in the first draft. So I believe being at home, they're a completely different side than being away from home. And you can see I have Solanke, who's transferred from Bournemouth to Tottenham, and also I have got double Newcastle defense. I think 4.5 is the max I would be spending on a goalkeeper. I wouldn't be going to up to 5 million or above. So I feel Henderson will do a stellar job with the saves that he makes. And also with Chelsea having great fixtures apart from game week one, Nkunku has, I mean, he might play as a false nine, or he might even play up front. So he's been listed as a 6.5 midfielder. I think he's too good to be passed. And then we can see Hudson Odoi. Nottingham Forest have great fixtures to begin with, and I believe Newcastle and Aston Villa rotate pretty well. So I have also got Konsa on the bench. In the second draft, as you can see, I have got Pedro Porro, Mikelenko, and as well as Smith Rowe, who's been transferred from Arsenal to Fulham. And as an Arsenal
Mhm.
fan, that was a very sad day, but you have to move forward to achieve great things. And as you can
Right.
see, I have got a 4.2 option as a defender in the bench, and also I have got an Nottingham Forest guy called Sangare as a 4.5 midfielder. And
Mhm.
if you see the difference between draft number one and two, I have got Eze. There has been rumors
Okay.
that he's been approached by City, but if
Mhm.
at all he moves to City, I think I would have to sell him or transfer him out before the game week one starts.
All right. All right. So this looks like, I mean, I would still prefer the first draft to be the preferable one, considering how you have balanced out things with the attacking players. Brentford away looks difficult in comparison to Southampton home. So that would be my pick
Yes,
for
but
now.
Munoz has been very attacking even in the preseason games. So that's the reason I have got him.
Mhm. All right. All right. So coming to the third draft, uh, how is it different?
As you can see, I think this might bring a smile on your face. Have got TAA in the defense, your go-to
Yeah.
defender. So personally, he's also been my one of my favorite assets to own. He has always given me a truckload of points. I mean, I have to discount around two to three non-starters or injury going off with the injury. So that's okay.
Hmm.
That's part of the game. And you can also see I have got two hidden gems, Calvert Lewin as well as Minte.
Right.
The player who was signed by Brighton, Minte, has been electric. I don't think there's ceiling for him. He has been performing
Okay.
in and out each and every preseason game. So if not for first three game weeks, I'm looking forward to uh, him being in my team at least from game week 10 or 9 also.
Okay. So one question here: when you are creating these drafts, how many game weeks are you targeting basically?
It depends. Currently, my plan is to take it as far as I can, the wild card. The main
Hmm.
reason is that I'll have at least at the max five free transfers. So if at all my game week one, game week two, or game week three team plays well, gets me a lot of
Yeah.
points, I have the liberty to roll over the free transfer up to game week 5 or 6. So that's the reason I'm building a team which I'm looking at around 10 game week 10 to 12 uh, the time period.
All right. All right. So for people who believe in switching to early wildcards, uh, these are like very important points that he has shared. That you have to look for the future. You have to plan in a way where at least for 5 or 6 game weeks, you're planning a team, not just for like 2 game weeks where you see the fixtures and you completely get on board with the train and later on it is going to impact. It has to be a
Yes.
balanced approach, which Himamshu has shown, and probably that is the way to go. Coming to the fourth draft, wherein I can see Joao Pedro has been included in top three
Yes.
in the front three.
Now Pedro is someone who might be on penalties as well. So in an attacking team for a 5.5 forward, I think he's too good to
Hmm.
be left out of the team. If at all, he's confirmed as the number one penalty taker. And you can also see Smithrow.
Right.
He was one of my favorite youngsters in the when he was in Arsenal. I mean, I can always sport a smile if at all he scores a goal or two. And of
Okay.
course, except against Arsenal. So that's a different thing.
So there's one thing apart from the premium players that is common in these 3 4 drafts that we've seen is the inclusion of Nkunku. So how is it like important for him to perform because he's starting with City at home at Stamford Bridge. So you're relying him to give points.
Um, I have always had Nkunku in my draft, every draft that I've had in my gallery so far. So I think with City is also vulnerable to score, to concede, beg your pardon.
Hmm.
And whenever I believe this season, whenever Chelsea score a goal, either an assist or a goal has to be contributed by Nkunku. There's no other way. Of course, you have Cole Palmer, who's been, for me personally, he's too expensive. Yes,
Okay.
of course, he's on penalties, but I don't think I'll be able to justify paying 10.5 for Palmer when you have got Nkunku for 6.5.
I was going to come on that question only. The exclusion of Cole Palmer because he was tremendous for Chelsea. He was the only person who managed to run the ship for Chelsea, and he hasn't been seen anywhere. It could be the price range that he has been listed with this year.
It's quite difficult to, when you have got, I think Son is at 10.5 or 10. So he'll be spearheading the attack along with Solanke at Spurs. And Cole
Hmm.
Palmer, when you have, as I said earlier, when you have Nkunku at 6.5, I think I think I'll be able to. I have already made my mind up on passing him. So I don't think I'll be
Okay.
having Cole Palmer in my draft, at least initially. If at all he gets a penalty or two in the first two game weeks, I think I have to make a room for him in my team.
Okay. Just one question before we switch to the final draft. Uh, Minte or Smithrow?
Sorry.
Would you go for Minte or Smithrow?
Mm, if at all you are wildcarding early, I think you have to go for Smithrow. And if at all, by early I mean game week 4. So Minta, I think he has got quite a few difficult fixtures in the first three game weeks. Have
Hmm.
Smith Rowe in the first three game weeks and then switch over to Minte in the wild card. That's what I would suggest.
All right. All right. This adds a lot of clarity. So thank you. And coming to the final draft, uh, please enlighten us. I see
Um,
Munoz
I
has
think
been
this is the
added in
one.
place of Alexander Arnold.
Yeah, yeah. I think I have got Rogers from Aston Villa. And
Okay.
speaking about Aston Villa, I think Watkins being 9 million, I think he's priced at 9
Yeah,
million.
9.5 probably.
This season,
Yeah,
I have not been. He has not been in my draft, even one of my drafts. So I'm not even sure
exactly.
of the price he is at, whether it's 9 or 9.5. So
Yeah.
I don't. It's not clear whether he will be having penalties. So McGinn being in the squad, I think we can leave him aside unless he's on a good run of form.
Okay. And in every draft of yours, you are banking on Salah as the captain and not Haaland. Um, in the preseason against Sevilla, we see Jota performing really well, and Salah was far wide. So would that play an impact?
If at all you want to spice up your draft, I think you can have Jota instead of Gordon. You can always take
Okay.
that risk. In fact, the latest draft, my latest draft has Salah as well as Jota. He's too good. I mean, he's one of after Salah and Trent Alexander. He's my favorite Liverpool player to own. Actually, he's been giving
Okay.
consistent points to me since 2 3 years.
All right. There's one thing that has been bothering me. You being an Arsenal fan, I don't see any Arsenal player in any of the drafts.
I mean, I knew this question would crop up. I just don't see I just don't see any room for my Arsenal players. I mean, I'm sad to say that, but let us hope they get all the 15 points, five
Arsenal
game
for
weeks
Arsenal.
to
Okay.
either, yeah. See, the Arsenal player whom I'm most interested is this time it's Kai Havertz. He's been listed as a forward, 8.8
Right.
million, 8 million forward. If at all or Isaac, how do you spell it? Gets
Isaac. Yeah.
injured, he's
Mhm.
he's got a very brittle body, so he's very injury prone. So if at all he's
Mhm.
injured in the first 3 game weeks, I think I'll be having Kai Havertz without a doubt.
All right. All right. So that's it from the drafts. There's a picture that is coming up, but still, like you cannot predict anything. And I believe with so much price variation this year, FPL has introduced, the rankings are going to vary a lot, and we may see like some new gems coming in. There's always someone who pops up from somewhere, and we hope that these drafts are helpful to our viewers, to our subscribers, and to people who are watching this video. So thank you, Himanshu, for putting in your efforts, your time, because I understand you're a very busy person, and putting in these efforts is a very commendable thing to do. Thank you for that. There's one thing that FPL has introduced, the mystery chip. Is it a mystery for you as well?
Of course, I don't think I'll be able to get a secret email from the FPL Tower.
Yeah. But then what could it be? How is it going to
I
change
literally have
FPL?
no idea about this. I mean, even I'm curious. I think every FPL manager, I mean, more so seasoned FPL managers will be very curious about this. The only way
Yeah.
I can see how I tackle is having at least 3 to 4 free transfers by the time the new chip will be available. So that's the only way I
Okay.
see forward. I mean, going forward, I think we'll be able to know. I think it's up for January, so we'll have to
January.
wait
Yeah.
for 4 more months. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Uh, so it's a privilege to have you on JPL. We are an ever growing community, and to have such people who are like from a very humble background and are doing so well, it makes us feel privileged. So I just wanted to know how your JPL experience has been, considering we have like fans from all the clubs, like all the major clubs. So how has been your experience?
So my tie-up with JPL, I think, started in the JPL season 5. That is 3 years ago.
Right.
So I still remember sliding into your Twitter DM asking
Mm-hmm.
what was this top score in the last season. You said something around 2,500, and I was falling short by 20 or 30 points. So I would have
Mm-hmm.
finished a runner-up in the season 4, I think. So season 5, JPL season 5, it was a below par performance from me, to be very honest. Then I think it picked up, and the WhatsApp group which we have, the JPL discussion, I think it opens up a new whole, what
Right.
can you say, experience with lot of fans of clubs around the world. So there are different
Mm-hmm.
perspectives. So I quite enjoy having a discussion, even if it's non-football. Like, I mean, we all are Indian cricket fans. So the group will
Right.
be on fire during the World Cup. Especially, it was on fire during the final. So
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed all those moments. So I'm looking forward to I mean, hopefully defending my crown in the JPL season 8.
Yeah. So I remember one conversation that we had. Probably it was last to last year when you were, I think, second or third at that time, and I wished you that go on and win champion. And you said like don't jinx it, and you finished second. I felt so bad. And this time when your ranks came up, and these were like penalty made game weeks. I was
Yeah.
pretty mum about it that I don't have to wish him. I just don't want to wish him because he has been consistent enough, and I wanted to see you win. So it
Mm.
was like a personal win for me when I saw you as the champion last year.
Thank you so much. It's very good to hear from the organizer. Thank you.
So uh, your ranks have been tremendous. People must learn from you. uh, this is how like victors are formed. They burn into ashes, and then from there on the phoenix comes in.
Yeah, yeah,
So you
yeah.
are a prime
Yes.
example of it. The victory was snatched from you in 2022-23. You came second, and to come up first just the next season, it's huge. I mean, not many can do that. I believe
Yeah.
very rare people are there who can achieve these feat. And
I mean, I
the
still
way,
remember. I think I was top of the league in 2022-23 for a good part of
right.
38 weeks. I think it was. I came down to second spot in the last 5 game weeks. So I mean, it's obvious that I would be so disheartened. So I think it was a very satisfying win this season to be on the top.
I believe in something that good things happen to good people, and I've always believed you've been a good person. So it is definitely your hard work analysis, but at the same time, nature gives you back. So that is what
Thank
you've
you,
received.
thank you.
Yeah, and I wish you all the best for this upcoming FPL season. I personally
Thank
look
you.
forward to seeing you succeed and guide all the FPL participants across the globe, because I know you are in a lot of competitions, and I believe that you're going to win plethora of jerseys again.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you have my wishes, brother.
Thank you. I would like
Thank
to
you for
wish
joining.
you also the very best. You have been handling the JPL, entire JPL, you as well as Rahul and one more person, I think,
Sushant,
Shaurya,
Sushant.
Shashank. Yeah, yeah,
No,
Shashank.
yeah.
I think I have to, commend three of you. I think I don't feel like I don't remember having a negative day in after I joined JPL. So it's been very professional. Each and every, I mean, from the payment, from the distribution of prize, it's been
Right.
very professional. So I think it's very hard to find a team as such in these days. So kudos
Mm-hmm.
to you and your team. So I look
Thank you.
forward to my association with JPL until I stop playing FPL.
And we look forward to hosting you again and again, because I believe we are going to have like a lot of podcasts this year, because that is our prime motive. And
Sure.
you'll be definitely there in the manager of the weeks, manager of the month, and all. So looking forward to seeing and experiencing how you grow up and keep continuing your good work.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck for the upcoming season, Himamshu.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.